9. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
Guess who's back again? Then push some limits now on PTN's TV. Yeah, they pushed it. But what do you mean we're live? Oh, we're live? Hey, everyone. Hey, how's it going, everyone, here on PTN's TV? Welcome back to the show, everyone. And we are back here at Talladega Superspeedway here in Talladega County. We're getting ready for today's action here live, presented here on part with the Pushing Limits Racing League Series as Season 4 now commences here for these drivers on this very tough to tame and extremely hard to master car. We'll see what happens right here and now on Pete's Race TV as we've got a full field of 13 drivers locked and loaded here for the season opener. I got one in the Crusader Christian Schreiber, and tonight I present to you here live our starting lineup here on the show. 13 drivers make the call, and a lot of folks from the Canada, Newfoundland region. You'll be catching a lot of them. Let's take a look at our starting lineup here. On the pole, it is Nick Kern. The 69 is outside. It's Matthew Hofford in his number 800 here. Row number 2 is going to be Tyler Ork, and the 8 is outside. Noah Healy in the 84. Row number 3, Stanley Pottle, pilots the 48's outside. That's Mike Rideout in the 76. Row number 4, it's Matthew Myler in the 17, that's outside. Bobby Hutchins in the 77. Row 5, he's the Rattlesnake. Robert Kahn, the winner last time out here in the 21. His outside will be Jeffrey Todd Tufts in the 72, while Chantel Pottle will be the 5 to the new driver tonight. And the 28, you heard him talk with me last night about this one. It's Cody McRae in the 28 Valvoline machine tonight. So, Cody, if you're listening, bud, please do not try to do anything too crazy on your television debut, buddy. I know you want to make a name for yourself, but don't do anything too crazy. And yes, you will see my name also popped on the board there, unfortunately. And problem is, I had to I logged in the wrong way. So blame it on the broadcaster. You'd think by now, after a year and a half, I would have got this down. All right, race fans, are you ready to go? Let's get down to it. Bring the next gens to life. It's time to get the cars back on the track and time to put up a fight. Bringing them down around the track here, into the field we go. We are going to get everyone settled in and settled for today's action. Tonight, race fans, we've got a lot of drivers that come from all walks of planes, all walks of life. Canada drivers being represented here, but Newfoundlanders really the mainstay and the main position here. You got guys like Matthew Myler, Chantel Pottle, Stanley Pottle, Mike Rideout, Tyler Ork, Noah Healy, Bobby Hutchins. They're all representing for the Newfoundland side of things here today, and that is going to be a pretty crazy stats boost here. Those Americans are outnumbered for the first time, I think, ever on Pizza Racing TV when it comes to the pushing limit side of things. And to make matters even harder out here, the driver in the number 84, well, he won the Outlaw Banderolo Championship at Eastbound Speedway in Newfoundland. He is the reigning defending champion right now of the Outlaw Banderolos. So it will be interesting to see how he can translate some of that tactical style racing over to the side of a next-gen Cup car, which these things, I'll guarantee you, they are not going to handle like they're not going to handle like a Banderolo. I'll tell you that right now. Difference of those Banderolos versus what we run is, well, these things, let's just say the rear suspension has a little bit more kick in it there than the front end does on those Banderolos. But there is a little fun thing coming out. We have learned from our good friend Dale Earnhardt Jr. that we have a front-wheel drive car coming out here very, very soon this year, as a matter of fact. And it's not just for asphalt, it's for dirt. So, I mean, if there was ever a time I wanted to be an iRacing driver, I think this is certainly the time. And I am absolutely stunned and cannot wait to see what we're going to get in the near future. But all that in due time, race fans. We're getting set for today's action here. A couple of camera angles we're working with here tonight. You may have seen this one already popped up. You'll see this one as well, popping from time to time. Our green flag run in our little trackside area up there on the front straightaway. It's time to get to the action. No time to get down to business. Green Mountain Grill's Fast Fun Truck Series falls right after this race. So let's get down to it, race fans. Here we come off our corner number 4 to the front straightaway. Drive them down and hot on the edge. Get the flag rolling, boys. Again, Crawford saying, let's go, number 69, Tug Stiff Board Racing. Well, you got the Tug Stiff Boards coming out tonight for a little bit of a run. And now I'm going to say this real quick. I did not really explain this to the drivers, but with these Cup cars, let's just say, if you can get into the race lead quickly, hold that line down, and if you're going to try to make a pass on the outside on your own, good luck, because these things are not going to give you an inch. Now you're probably wondering that statement, wait a minute, what did you just say? Like, yeah, this is going to be one of those kind of races, folks. These Cup cars are not designed for really doing a side draft, 1 or 2 drivers on the side or on the run and giving a huge slingshot pass. No. This is a more setup style of racing that forces drivers to work together. It forces drivers to have to go up the outside or go into the inside, or go to the inside, depending on the line is, and actually have to push and shove up front if they wish to pass. It makes for extremely tough racing and it makes for extremely tough battles. But when done correctly, it actually can make for an extremely fun time if you got the right teams involved and the right drivers working together. You need a set amount of group though to make things work and really make passes here. But it is extremely possible and can be done, as you see Nick Kern. Well, he's going to try and test that theory anyway right now. The problem is, you just saw what I was talking about. He ain't got help. Forget about it. You're not going anywhere, my friend. Curran trying to do a dive on the outside. He's got a little run there, but he's not going to get much of a seam. He has a little help from Bobby Hutchins still trying to push him in. But you can just see the downforce of the car and the lack of momentum is hurting that car more as they go. There's not enough grip and not enough speed and momentum to build anything around it and nothing to really give a charge off from it. On the outskirts, here comes Mike Rideout now in the number 76. Good to see him on the show for the very first time ever here on Pete Racing TV. And you can tell by the eyes and the focus in that driver right now, you can see he is not moving an inch in that helmet, not moving an inch in that seat. This man is a dead-on focused driver. He knows he's got some work to do, and if he wants to take down some of the wily veterans here. Kind of crazy to think Tyler Orrick, Mike Rideout, Noah Healy, Matthew Myler, Bobby Hutchins, Chantel Pottle, and Stanley Pottle are all from the Newfoundland region. I don't think we've ever seen that many Newfoundland drivers on a track in the first place like this here on P2H TV. That's crazy to me. I don't know. I've never been to Newfoundland, but I will say I've always wanted to go visit it and go see what it's like down there. It looks like a beautiful island and a nice little spot there. And it looks like they had a pretty cool little racetrack down there, a little asphalt style track. I believe they have some dirt tracks there, which is more of my style racing, but I don't mind asphalt. I had a good time on asphalt. You can put up some good shows there, especially if it's a short track. And, well, guess what? Eastbound Speedway is a short track, so, and a lot of these drivers are representative of that track and representing here tonight, I should say, here on this Talladega Superspeedway for the Eastbound Speedway track. So we'll see if maybe they can represent it well and represent it here very in the clean of the runs, as they're continuing to push themselves on forth to the moments into the show. Guys right now kind of hanging in from the back here, and I guarantee you right now, those that are hanging way back here are doing one thing. They're just trying to stay out of trouble. They're not even worried about pushing the shove. They're not even worried about trying to get anything too crazy at the moment. All they care about is just staying out of trouble. And Nick Kern, well, apparently he decides he wants to intervene. He wants to be a little bit of trouble for that 17 and Matthew Myler. Myler had to go to the outside to push a little speed off of Nick Kern there. Kern having to move in through the field. Nice little pass there. And, okay, hold on a minute. I'm not going to lie. I've always loved what Lightning Rafts can come up with on a scheme. But what on earth is this creation? Holy smokes. That might be my favorite scheme of 2022 so far, folks. I'm not going to lie there. And that Fox, I mean, that's not just because of the Fox racing scheme. I love Fox schemes in general, but what on earth is this thing? This thing is literally a creator's paradise. I don't know how long it took for this design, but that is awesome. Wow. All I know is Chantal Pottle definitely got to be happy about the design on this one. That is a pretty sweet looking ride there. Well, it looks like Jeffrey Todd does want to try to make a little move off here with Matthew Myler while Robert the Rattlesnake Khan, last night's feature winner here at Talladega by a mere 400th of a second in the Xfinity side of things. Really had to push himself into that last bit, that last gap. He told me earlier today that, well, frankly, if it weren't for my little tactic I had on the other drivers, I may not have been able to win this one. I'm glad we were able to stay focused and really corner in the best of our abilities, but I will not lie to myself. I was very, very fortunate that I had such a great group of drivers to kind of keep it clean, keep it real with. And right now, keeping it real, the 00, Matthew Hoffer, which it's still hard for me to get over that number because I'm so used to calling him either in a 28 or in an 84. I'm not used to calling him in a 00. That's a new number for me to have to get used to. Janet Healy coming on board saying, let's go Noah. Also saying, come visit. And Cody Trox saying, let's go race. And Janet, believe me, the first chance I get, as soon as COVID goes away, I'm getting my tail end over there. And I'll bring all my American flavor down there. I'll bring some good food. I think the Newfoundlanders would love that. Say what you will about our cooking here in America, but I promise you one thing we know how to do is put up a good old-fashioned barbecue. Field working their way down around right now. Noah Healy being very conservative, controlling here. Doesn't want to really run the gap too quick. Doesn't want to push things a little too hard. His strategy's always, in my opinion, been more of a kind of a wait and hit the mark kind of guy. That's kind of how he's been running out here. And speaking of running the mark out here, I don't know what the heck happened here on the back straightaway, I should say. But the 8 of Tyler Orrick and Nick Kern in 69 come to a dead stop here. Can't quite tell what happened there. We'll go to the PTM instant replay while they are currently getting settled back in at the moment. Was that in part by pushing with Racing Link? There's another look at it. I'm not really sure what happened here other than just this is a little bit of a situation. It looks like, oh, well, Jeffrey Todd Tufts catches a 69, but what happened to Orrick? The 8 was nowhere near in that one, and it looks like Orrick actually was already spun out after that, so let's take a look at it here from another angle. Looks like we are under the caution flag at the moment, so we'll take a look at this here. It looks like Orrick made a move down the bottom, and it looks like he might have drifted up a little bit down in there. That seems to be the case here, unfortunately, so one more look at it here from our camera angles here. We'll take one last quick look at this one as well as Nick Kern's little move. Here's another look at it here. This is the problem when you run these next-gen Cup cars, my friends, is when you're literally trying to build a draft, trying to build speed up, you run the risk of doing something like this here where you're trying to get back in there and set up. And I don't think Bobby Hutchins was trying to get the 8 out of the way. I think what the problem was is the 8 just kind of got in the way. And then obviously we saw what happened to Nick Kern there. Getting caught off guard, and we'll see right here with this one. See if Todd Tufts kind of drifts in a little bit here. He's got a run, got a seam, and definitely a bit of a bump and run there. I don't know. Kind of a bit of a head scratcher on that one, so we'll just kind of let that one be on B. It's so easy to kind of do that situation, though, and get self found in a wrong place at the wrong time, and that definitely happened there. Field is under caution, though. We are going to have the caution lights pop up for just a minute. So right now, driver's getting settled back down, kind of getting things under wraps here at the moment. Bit of a kind of a wild scenario here. We'll take one more look at this, just because honestly, we are under caution here, so we don't have really much to look after here at the moment. But I think really want to take a look at the inside corner here of Jeffrey Todd Tufts, and we'll see how bad, Nick Kern kind of got him on that corner there. This could be a little bit interesting to see here. One more look at it. Yeah, definitely, unfortunately, just kind of one of those incidences there that just kind of caught everybody off guard. Problem again is once you open that door up, these cars will have a tendency to kind of catch each other out of nowhere. So the field, we're gonna have to re-rack, restack, and all that. Jay Haley saying absolutely insane. And Benjamin George Downward Senior coming on board saying go Cody. Got a lot of love tonight for the boys here. Talking about Cody McRae here tonight, making his television debut here, not on my broadcaster call list, but also on the track tonight. And there's one thing I talked to Cody about this earlier. He said point blank, I'm here just to have fun. I'm not nervous at all. I'm ready to go do it. The only thing I was nervous about was trying to call anything with you, Crusader. So he's talking about me. For those at home that missed out on the intro, yes, I have the nickname Crusader from my days back in the broadcasting for PS4 and PlayStation days. So that's kind of where my nickname comes from. But McRae, though, they gave him the nickname CP out there. So I'm kind of interested to see what Cody CP McRae comes up with here, because I don't think that's going to be his nickname from now on. We'll see if he can hang in there, really push up a few buttons here, and see what he can handle on the track. As we see a little bit of a lead change here, Stanley Pottle stays on out. He's going to try and run the ladder, or as I call it here on Talladega Superspeedway, the gauntlet. Or maybe not. Well, I guess he's like, wait a minute, the gauntlet? I don't want nothing to do with the gauntlet. I'm getting out of here, my friends. I can't blame him, but I mean, I don't know if I would have gone into pit road that late. He must have some kind of strategy in mind here with his fuel run, but he's going to need a lot of help to push this thing up to the front with that kind of speed. Benjamin was saying JR Motors wants to run with you guys again. Benjamin, you got to get in touch with Pushing Limits Racing, bud. The PTM Race TV broadcasting end is just a broadcast service, and this is the Pushing Limits side. Thanks, my man. It is good to hear from you, though. I remember him quite well from the PlayStation days. Getting ready to field him back in right now. We are going to go to lap 13 of 45. And right now, Matthew Hoffert, the double O, will have the race lead once more. But Noah Healy, well, he's going to find himself in the driver's seat to have to try to get a little pushback, a little bit of a full throttle engagement with that good wrench Wheaties 00. Right now, everyone that's not named Hoffert or Kahn currently representing the top 5 well with the Newfoundland side. Noah Healy, the 84, Chantal Bottle in that 5, and Jeffrey Todd's ups in the 72. Todd actually from the Canada region base, but still Newfoundland and Providence of Canada, so we'll see if he's able to kind of help up the Canadian ladder and help up the battles that we bring to the table. Pace lights are off on the pace car here. They'll come off out of turn 3 and 4, and we're going to see some heavy racing here coming back to life on the track. Some heavy hitters in this one, still looking for a race win here, or looking for another win, i.e. that 21 of Robert Kahn. Chantal Battle last night had a tremendous showing in the Xfinity Series, but an instant repair failure, unfortunately, cost her any chance to win out this one. Will she get a little redemption here? She's currently streaming over on Paul's Race right now. If you want to go cheer her on and go show her some love, tell her PT Race TV sent you your way. We're going to head on down, back around the field, off of corner number 4 to the front straightaway. You see our flagman high up in the sky, ready to give the drivers the command, and on the presence we go. We're back to the green. And some folks just do not know when to stop running over my camera down there. Off the run and out of the gate here. Everybody moving down the chains. Todd's us. Man, talk about having to dive down in there real quick. Holy smokes. He went right out that corner. Ends up diving it down in deep with a 3 wide. So mixed in between there. Noah Healy in the middle of it all. Kind of trying to fight it off with Kahn and Kern right up above him. While Hofford and Todd's us working from the bottom end. Kern using Kahn to his advantage. But Kahn uses him for everything he's got. Used and mistreated there. Unfortunately, Kern's going to get sent to the Shadow Realm the way this drafting works here. Kahn managing to make a nice pass there on that end, but look out. Here comes the double O back on the fight. Here comes Hoffert. He crosses him over down on the front straightaway. Can he get a push? Can he get a run? He needs some help. He's got company, though. They're trying. They're leaving Todd Tuss and Kahn all alone down there. There's a room there. There's a seam. Will drivers go to the outside and finally work together here? Whoa! Noah Healy swinging it right in the middle there between Todd Tuss and looks like the 76, excuse me, and Mike Rideout. I'm not so sure Rideout was expecting Mr. Healy to come down there so quickly, but hey, that's kind of the name of the game sometimes. Racing can be a bit of a cruel mistress. Firing them off down the front straightaway here. Didn't say this is more stressful than real life. I don't know about that. I've broadcasted in real life, and I'm a little bit more nervous there than I'm on the broadcast again. And even as a driver, I will say it's a lot more nerve-wracking than it looks. Coming down off that coming down the front stretch. Robert Kahn, the Rattlesnake, the race leader. Todd Tuss looking to try to knock him down a few pegs here while Mike Rideout, Noah Healy, and all of them fire him on the game. Cody CP McRae right now looking to maybe make a statement here off the binders and off the shots. Maybe trying to build some momentum towards his line. You can see him taking full aim and charge at the moment, looking for some momentum, but he's having a hard time getting ground and clearance. He's got a lot of run coming on that double O there. Matthew Hopper as well as a 69 in Nick Kern, so it looks like he might have something coming in. Watch out for Bobby Hutchins here in the 77 Caterpillar Cat Machine, looking to maybe move ahead with the guys on the outside, trying to find some run. They're letting Robert Kahn, though, just get further away from this. 3 wide salute down through turn 2, and now this is the usual stuff you was seen from Talladega, as that old 3 wide misdrift and handling. Yeah, Tyler Orrick right now trying to put the Budweiser 8 into the fight, into the fray, keeping up there with the crew and the team, while the 17 Matthew Myler trying to hopefully get something going here around. But it now looks like the 5 sent up Otto with a hard charge coming up ahead of the boys. Here she comes. Laying it thick, laying it thin. Bobby Hutchins knows he cannot escape the Fox Racing 5 that easily. He's going to have to watch himself a little bit and kind of keep an eye on those corners. He knows that things can get a little dicey around here and things can get a little bit more crazy than he wants it to. Single file drafting from up top 5. Meanwhile, everyone behind that, that's the complete opposite. And again, that problem is, it's just you're trying to get something to run off with a car that is not built really with the speed in mind to actually do this kind of a package deal. And without that big update we still haven't seen yet, we don't know if these next gen Cup cars are going to truly be able to make some good passes, some good runs. They're extremely difficult as it is right now to get anything to work like that. Matthew Myler, number 17, trying to hang her down, trying to hold up in the pace and in the situations here. While Mr. Stanley Pottle here at the 848 Intel machine, he had a good little run earlier on, kind of going up front for just a brief minute, testing the water and to see if maybe he can make these guys think about it just a little bit. But now, on the game and on the plan here, everyone up front now lining into the single file. Shoot, telltale day doubt Daytona draft train. Although right about now, Bobby Hutchins, you don't want to be there, my friend. You went below the yellow line. Now, thankfully, we're not NASCAR. We don't play that yellow line chicanery. But thankfully, I will say, no pass was made, nothing issue was gained off. So good driving by Bobby to stay out of trouble with Hofford. Takes a lot of skill to stay off that end there and really keep it under control. Believe me, I've wrecked before going down that yellow line. It's actually on our YouTube channel if you can believe it. I think just look up Xfinity Series at Talladega Superspeedway and you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll see me in that 13. That was still probably the hardest break I ever had when it came to racing on any track. I got my win back thankfully about I'd say a year and a half later. Took me long enough, but it's on the point. And I did with the ARCA cars too, instead of actual Xfinity car, but hey, I'll take it. So anyway, moving through the field on the stretches here, still looks like there's some room coming up on the outside. Guys and gals looking to maybe find something, find a little bit of help or momentum. I guarantee you one thing, they're all thinking to themselves, why can't we get a run on that outside and get anything going? And I'll tell you what it is. You don't have enough drivers. You need at least about 5 or 6 of them lined up on the outside, only about 3 or 4 of them on the bottom lane to truly perfect the passing zone. That's the only way you're going to get these cars to really do anything special with them, and you're really going to get kind of cornering out from there. Without that, really, this is what you get most of the time, is guys kind of sweeping, whirving, and moving around. Now, that's not a bad thing necessarily. They're pretty fast. They're at least still pretty capable and fast enough to get a move on it and make a run for it. But the problem is when you're waiting until that last lap, it's kind of hard for the destination to be worth the travel of admission. So really, that's kind of where this whole race kind of comes into perspective. I know as racing fans, sometimes the journey is more important than the destination. But I would say for Talladega with these next-gen cars, sometimes it's literally the journey that is the worst part, where the destination is the absolute income we need for that climactic part of the race. And we haven't really got that all the time here at Talladega with these next gens. We have had a few of them, but not all the time. Matthew Hoffer looking to try to gain some ground up clearance here, pushing it right there with the Michael Waltrip 84 machine. Actually got to go and see and meet Michael Waltrip down at Knoxville Raceway when he was around for the SRX event. That was still probably one of the coolest moments to hear him just get on that mic and chat around with his fans here. And I still feel kind of bad for him when old Tony Stewart kind of made fun of him a little bit. Said he had to go to therapy if he got beaten by him. But hey, I'll say this at the end of the day, Michael Waltrip can still drive a car for the most part, so give the man credit where it is deserved. Dottops moving up a little bit, swinging right, swinging left, trying to find a run on Robert Kahn. Todd has never been to victory lane here, folks. He's trying to change that here on Pizza Racing TV. He's been in the podium before. He's got himself a couple second place finishes and a third place or two, but he's never won a race and he's never come out on top. This might be the track to do it on, because this season, well, let's just say we're going to have a whole lot more than just a simple race or two. Next week will probably be one of my favorite weeks. We're taking light models down to, drum roll please, Hickory Motor Speedway. That'll be our next go around our next getaway. We cannot wait for that. We'll head after that to the UMP mods down at Bristol Dirt Track. That'll be a true test of patience, a test of skill. But then if you want something a little bit more crazy, let's give you the VW Beetles at Richmond. Why not? Yep. That'll come on January 31st. Legend Series will head off to Martinsville Speedway, a little conservative, I'll give you that. We're taking Valentine's Day off though on the 14th. Then we're back with any car. Yes, these drivers will get to choose any car in the iRacing lineup and field, as long as it's legal, to run at Nürburgring Nordschleife Industriestraßen. And believe me, I'm still going to get a lot of hate for that one. Formula V's on the asphalt, USA International, Super Lates at Iowa Speedway. The Ferrari 488s had showered the Roval, so we're going to see those back on out. The ARCA series are going to run on the USA dirt track. Yes, you heard me right. ARCA cars on dirt track. Street stocks, we're going to hit them up at the figure eight. So we'll finally at last see the figure eight cars out on there. And then the final race of the season, next gen cup cars, bring it back for one more time. We're going to head them off to Bristol Motor Speedway. And that will be their race there. And speaking of making a racer move to here, look out for Noah Healy. The man's on a charge and the man's on a mission. The 84 managing to get us out of the way and puts it on the inside. Now looking to dive it in on the outside, but he can't quite get a run there. Can't find a seam. But hey, the man's hanging in there. Can't blame him. Speaking of hanging in there, hey, I gotta give credit real quick to my boy over here, Cody McRae, CP boy. Hey, what about this? He's keeping his car in one check. He's keeping it in one piece, and now he's up top 5. He's a hard charger so far. 8 spots up. Could get more if he can keep it going. Now, how he's able to do that, I have not the foggiest idea, because I still can't even figure out how to run these cars worth the spit. They are not worth my time. I will say that right now. They are not worth trying to push their limits to, but these drivers certainly like push a lot more than just limits, so I think that kind of helps their case out a bit. "20 laps remain here as we continue our journey through the pace and through the field, all nearing the end of it all here for this first race of the season, season 4, kicking off with a tremendous bang here, and really, if I do say so myself, quite a bit of a showcase here. It's pretty interesting. Speed's coming up at a blistering speed of 194 miles per hour. Top speed so far. That was just out at a 212 by Mike Rideout in the 76. A 212 is honestly pretty fast here for a cup, for any kind of car. But really, these cup cars, they are capable of so much more. Without that restrictor plate on, these things could pretty much wheel in almost 230 if they wanted to. And that's only just with a that's only with a 2 or 3 car draft, by the way. On their own, they're probably capable of literally hitting 212, 210s on their own if they time them just right. Right now, the 76 may be looking for a move on the inside. Stanley Pottle, I thought maybe going down low for a pass. I don't know if that would have been the right move to do. Good spanking on his end to back off and keep himself under control and in play. As Noah Healy, well, looks like he's going to hit in pit road early. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that strategy here, but he's going to go with some here. Kind of pushing him down a little bit. Oh, and John just gets a piece there from Stanley Pottle on the 48. Pottle sending the 72 straight down into the infield and almost sent him straight to the shadow realm, but thankfully, Todd Tuss had the presence of mind to back it down and get straightened out. Great driving by his end there, and maybe didn't stabilize it up, but that could have been a gnarly little situation in a tough position to be put into if he wasn't careful. Not sure how Todd Tuss gonna feel about that, although you could say might have been a little redemption to Nick Kern in his mind, because honestly he got kind of the same treatment earlier from Todd. Todd Tuss though will be at least managing to make his way back into the field, and he's gonna try and stay on. Oh, what on earth is Stanley Pottle doing? Did he miss pit road and think he could just cut through the grass to get into pit road? I am so confused. Hold on, producers, run that one back for me, would you please? Alright, hold on. I think his brakes might have locked up. I think that might have been the problem. Here's what happened. Oh yeah, you can see he's literally trying to figure out where pit road is. He's locking the brakes up. I think he forgot where it was. Either that or he was in a bit of a rough spot there. He couldn't really get in there with the way the cars were, but I mean, you still got to back it down a little bit. Well, he's going to have a little bit of a penalty for that one, not only for speeding in pit road, but also because he was pretty much illegally going into pit road, so that is going to cost him a little bit. We'll see what the judges decide, what the officials will give him. Right now, though, he is already falling way behind the field, way behind the track. Noah Healy, Robert Kahn, Bobby Hutchins, Nick Kern, Chantel Bottle, Mike Rideout, all looking to gain back up there on the 72. Jeffrey Todd Tuss, Hoffert, trying to lay it thin and lay it thick. I would say at this moment, just take fuel and go. You don't even need tires on this track. Just use the draft and use whatever you can of it to push yourself up ahead of the field, and that's all you can really hope for. And Hoffert once again now taking the race lead away. Remember, Hoffert started second place tonight from the qualifying pack. Since then, pretty much been locked and loaded on this end of the bargain and keeping himself in play. Watch out, though, for that Mike Rideout machine. The MRN number 76 is starting to, number 76 GT Racing Simulator Eastbound Speedway machine is pumping the gas and pumping everything to its fullest potential. He's got the throttle. Chantel Bottle right behind him here. This is exactly what both drivers need here. Just a little bit of help and a little bit of a go-around. They could easily use each other to their advantage and use themselves in a full locked end. The question, though, is when will they be able to actually make the corner pass around Hoffer, because they're gaining up on him close as they go. There's Hoffer right here on the turn number 1. This is going to be the opening. They need to hawk it up quickly. Bottle's going to drive it in closer, get the draft kind of dialed in a bit here, looking for the move, waiting for the spot. Oh, she wanted to go outside there on him already. They're going to have to back it down. Now the corner end will Rideout go to the outside. Oh, he's going to stay right there with Hoffert. I'm not really sure I agree with that strategy. I think if I was Chantel and him, I would have gone to the outside and just tried to see if they can get a pass on him. They could be trying to get away here from the 77 here and the rest of the field there, Bob Hutchins. Which, if that is the case, they're going to ride out. I mean, not a bad idea, but I would have, in that case there, if I was in second place, I would not have hesitated. I'd have gone to the outside and sent her on my way. Kev Crawford saying that was questionable. Yeah, you and me both, bud. You and me both. Speaking of questionable right now, I don't think there's no question in denying what's going on right behind him. And that is that 77 of Bob Hutchins and Robert Gahn. Gahn is not even being nice anymore. He's just giving him a full bumper. That thing is getting pushed so hard on the back end and on the front end. Like, this is probably what you should be doing with these next-gen cars to begin with. Is just push to shove and pushing with everything you got. Hey, it's catching up with the guy. It's catching up with the field here. This is not good. Hoffert, Rideout, and Bottle, they may have made a big mistake there, letting them come back into it so quickly. This is why you have to make your moves and count them just right. Kahn and Hutchins now are right there with the top 3, so the 3 drivers that are ahead literally getting put into a bit of a bad spot. Here comes the 77 and the 21 on the outside. Oh, a full throttle assault has been engaged on the track of Talladega Superspeedway. The Alabama gang just rolled over on their side and watching down below to see this one play out. This is an incredible maneuver and pass air by the 77 and 21 and the Rattlesnake now with the second place spot and a chance to go back to back at Talladega. Bobby Hutchins though looking to make his first run, his first real major stepping point here in season 4 for Pushing Limits. Keeping the distance, keeping the cornering off pretty carefully here, watching for everything he's got. Every driver for themselves, nobody gives in, no one gives out. That is the case. Mike Rideout probably rethinking his plans there, maybe rethinking his choice on that, and I really would not have made that move that he did. I would have been like, I don't even think Chantel is thinking anything other than maybe the same thing. Why did we not go for it then? If anything, they may be trying to help center themselves up for a big push and a big run later, but the problem is, Khan's not exactly going to let anybody go away that easily. And here's the crazy thing. Khan's actually pushing that 77 even harder now. He's actually getting them ahead of that 3-car back there. So the fact is that Hoffert and Rideout and Bottle don't get something figured out now, and Kahn and Hutchins can continue to keep it straight on line like that, that's a bad sign right here. This is literally giving me deja vu to the car of tomorrow and the tandem drafting with 2 cars. Just push to shove and push them up and just continue to go. Get kind of that Carl Edwards and Brad Keselowski vibes with Mark Martin and Dale Earnhardt Jr. kind of mixed into the lump. I'm getting vibes here, folks. I'm getting kind of that old Talladega vibe. Difference is this is not a car tomorrow, and honestly looks a lot better than the car tomorrow. And this is coming from a guy that watched the car tomorrow for the first time and did not mind the look of it. But I will admit up front, it is not my favorite looking car. Noah Healy, Jeffrey Todd Tufts, and Nick Kern all kind of left out in the field here, left kind of in the low end of the spectrum. Todd and Noah kind of getting a bad break when it comes to the pit road strategy. Todd, unfortunately, getting himself kind of sent down to the shadow round by Stanley Pottle in the 48 a little earlier on. Trying to hopefully find a little bit of a comeback here, find a little bit of help. Chantel Pottle following way back behind the field. I'm not sure if she's trying to stay off the draft or she's trying to get away from folks, but this is honestly not a strategy I would recommend by any means. This is actually a bad move if you want to let that draft go too far away and you're planning to make a comeback here, because these cars do not slingshot, they do not push forward the way you would think. You have got to keep them close, you've got to keep them together, otherwise they're going to just completely run away from you. 10 now goes to 9 this time by here. The field just pacing their way around and hanging in there. Oh, but there's not going to hang in there for the 77. Bob Hutchins finally got pushed out of the shadow realm and out of here by Robert Kahn. And that's the run and mischief you get when you run that draft in like that. That was a bad move by Kahn to be pushing so hard, but at the same time he had no choice. But I don't know how Bobby's going to feel about that one. That is certainly something. Let's take a look at the PT Mr. Replay. I don't really know how to feel about this one. Let's take a look at it. You push come to shove and push so hard, and I guess my little thing here about what happened. Oh, literally deja vu indeed. This is that same end is almost the same area, same spot. You saw what happened to Brad Keselowski and Carl Edwards many years ago. Unfortunately for the 77, Bob Hutchins, his night is over for this one. His chances to win gone and done. And Kahn might have just stuck away with another one here. We do not know. Got 8 laps remaining though. Still some racing left. Remember, race fans, we are not done with tonight yet. Green Mountain Grill is Fast and Fun Trucks to Race coming your way next. Here on PT Racing TV, you will see them presenting it down live at Homestead and Miami Speedway for their next showcase of their season as the championship nears its end, draws near to a conclusion. But who can be put on the top of the mountain, we'll find out in due time. Field right now just trying to hang in there, trying to push everything to their fullest potential and give what they can left. There's only 3 drivers out really that have any chance to win this. Kahn, Hoffert, and Rideout. Rideout making his television debut here tonight. Today, I should say, here at Talladega Superspeedway. Matthew Hoffert, well, he knows a thing or two about racing here on the show, and so does the Rattlesnake. They've been in this predicament before. They've been in this shoe many times, many ages now and then. Coming up on the final 7 laps here. Everyone trying to find an opening, trying to find some cornering and some exits and entries. Man, you want to talk about wild moments and wild situations. I think really we've caught a bit of that and then some here today with these drivers. Everybody has been put into a bit of a different perspective and a bit of a different end here when it comes to how we watch this race and how we've looked upon this race. Like right out, if he's going to make a move though on Hopper and Kahn, I guarantee you one thing, he needs to start timing a pass here because he's not in line, he's not in touch with both guys here if he has to drive it hard off for a finish. I'd say he could probably get it about a half a car length ahead of Kahn, but he's only going to be able to really surpass Hoffert unless Hoffert goes to the outside and Rideout can kind of sneak his way to the bottom when Kahn tries to block. We've seen Kahn do that before where he'll try to block and run at the same time and really get himself into a bit of a fanatic situation. 5 remain. High 5, high in the air. Flag will be up at 2 to go when we get to that point. Got a few hard chargers coming through the field right now. Noah Healy, Todd Tufts, and all of them trying to gain some traction, trying to gain some drivers. If a caution came out at any time, they can actually have a chance at this here. I don't see that happening in this case, not with this kind of field. Nick Kern, the only driver out of this pack here, representing for the American side of things, while the 17 of Mr. Matthew Myler currently on a lap or two down, sadly, due to just too much troubles and interference from the way the track has been presented to them and the way they've been kind of running it out. Chantel Pottle really playing a very conservative role. I'm kind of surprised. She did try to push it up there with the drivers and really push it up there with the field. I think if anything, it may just be to gain some points and try to get a bit of a better season going for her. She hasn't won a season championship in quite some time, and she told me earlier today that she really has loved that Super Late Model couple championships she's had, but she really wants to finally start dialing these things in and get things figured out a little bit better, and maybe win some in the Pushing Limits Racing League side of things as well as the main pedal to the metal side as well. Justin Edstron's coming on board saying, "Come on, Con." Well, Justin, he's already won here before. He may be able to do it again. We will see. We're coming up on 3 laps to go. If this is your first time, by the way, here on Pete's Race TV, folks, please be sure to like and follow us up here on our Facebook side. Head over to our YouTube, subscribe there, because we have exclusive content live and broadcasted that you will not see here on Facebook until after the race. So if you want to tune in there and check it all out, be sure to subscribe there as well, and also catch all our latest videos and everything from the past to the present to the future, as all races from PTM Facebook goes to the YouTube following each race. We love and support, and thank you so much for your time as we continue to finish out this Monday night series of racing on the afternoon day of iRacing Superspeedway, iRacing Talladega Superspeedway, excuse me. Yes, there is an iRacing Superspeedway, folks. I just completely forgot about that. Alright, here we go. Green flag gonna fly high in the air this time by race fans. They're gonna get them coming up to the end. Green flag in the air. We're gonna have 2 to go. Next time we switch green, we go white. Con being very, very close attention to his lap counter, to his rear view mirror, and watching Hoffert and ride out like a hawk in the night. He knows he cannot let them by. If they sense any mishap or any mistakes, they will make him move off. They will catch him at the right point. They'll bring him out down turn number 4. Race fans, one more time by. We're going to the white flag. Let's go around here. Con, Hoffert, ride out. All in this to win it. And the white flag will charge up ahead. Here it is right now. Onto the front straight away they go. White flag is high in the air here. They will give them one more to go with. Colin Hoffer and right out trying to hang in there, trying to do one last big move, one last big hit. Can Colin defend him out? Can Colin take this one home? Hoffer knows he's going to have to go big or go broke here. That's the only thing he can do. He's going to set him up in turn 4, I guarantee it. Here it comes, right out of turn 3. Look at him line it up. Maybe looking to push to shove. Looking right out, getting jump off at 2. Looking for a move to pass in. He's going to work with Hoffer a little bit, making Con go up slightly. Con getting pushed up a little bit. Hoffer going back down low, trying to get a run off here. Oh, that's not enough time, though, to the finish. And Robert Con will plant his car in hand roll and make it a victory. Win number 2 at Talladega this week. And the first of the Pushing Limits side of things. What a race. Another victory. And a solid effort by the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, as the number 21 Motorcraft Quick Lane Machine takes another trip and visit to Victory Lane. 2 nights in a row, 2 victories in a row at Talladega Superspeedway. And he really had to plan his moves and plan it well, although I don't know how Bobby Hutchins will feel about that. I think eventually Con may want to remind himself he's got a receipt coming from one of the boys here. And look at this. He's actually going to help the 48 here of Stanley Pottle. He's going to give him a bit of a push and a bit of a draft here to get him going. Yeah, we'll give him a little respect there for that one at least. A little bit of help and love there. Stanley Pottle making sure he's trying to be at least a good sport and get him back to pit road. So good on Colin for at least trying to do this here. It's one thing about this league. They have a lot of respect for one another and a lot of love for each other. And they definitely are going to help one another out when they can. Give them a bit of a hand here. Fans on their feet. They definitely approve this one. They're glad to see that Colin's giving Old Stanley a little help here. The A4 apparently ran out of gas down there is what we're getting the command from on our end here from the comments section. That's a tough break there for Noah, unfortunately. Really a heartbreaking loss there for that end. But I guarantee you, he's got plenty of races to go as the Rattlesnake takes on by, has himself a little celebration coming his way now. There he is, race fans. He's going to put this one up on the ends and onto the binders. He's got the win tonight. While he celebrates, let's take a look at our race results here, presented by Pushing Limits Racing League. The Rattlesnake with another victory and another solid effort down here in Talladega County, Alabama. Matthew Offer coming away second, third to Mike Rideout, fourth to Jeffrey Todd Tuss, fifth to Nick Kern, sixth to Chantel Bottle, seventh to Noah Healy, eighth to Tyler Orick, ninth to Cody McRae. CP getting a nice finish here. Bobby Hutchins coming 10th, 11th to Stanley Pottle, 12th to Matthew Myler. Do not worry about my name down there at the end. That is your top 12 drivers in this field. All right, here's your top 5 standings here, results. And now, race fans, it's always that time of pleasure. It's time to have a listen in with the top 3. If they're ready to come and talk with us here, we'll give them a second. We have a time limit here, so if we do not get them here in about 2 minutes, we will not bring them in. But we do have one of them ready to go, so let's get talking with them here. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher here tonight. Representing the Double O, it's Matthew Hoffert here, and Hoffert, he certainly had a lot of work to do throughout this one against Khan. Obviously, last night you learned a few tricks off him or two on how he likes to run, but unfortunately these next-gen cars are certainly not the Xfinity cars, are they? And hold on a minute, folks. I think my old broadcasting channel broke. All right, Hoffer, can you hear me now? Producers, we really got to get that fixed down there, seriously. All right, Hoffy, you got me? Hoffer?
I got you.
All right, awesome. So, hey, man, what a race and what a night for you and your crew, man. How to put this one in a good position, a good time or two, as you learned from Robert Kahn's little strategies last night. But unfortunately, these next-gen cars certainly aren't what the Xfinity cars are, they?
No, when it comes to the draft, they put up quite a wall, and that wall includes a very big bubble that you can't really break. So that was the difficult part, is trying to break that little barrier in between the front and rear bumpers to try to get up to the person in front of you to make it happen.
Certainly, indeed, there. And I know, obviously, you were trying to hang in with these guys, trying to hang in with the field. But if you could have done anything differently, I mean, what would you have tried here, there?
Well, if I had to do something different, I probably would have backed off a little bit and backed off into the car behind me. I'm not sure who that was. I think it was Mike, I think, and probably would have got a good run, tried to get around Archon there at the last time. But guess we'll save that for the next go around.
Certainly will indeed. Next go around, of course, being down with the late models over at Hickory Motor Speedway. So, my friend, I'm going to ask you this: who do you want to thank you for this finish tonight?
Everyone, PTM Racing TV for the broadcasting, Pushing Limits Racing League, everyone that came out and ran with us, and friends and family watching at home. Looking forward to next week and put on a good show for y'all.
Well, I certainly hope to see you next week, bud. Congratulations on the second place finish, and we'll catch you on next time, sir.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, your second place finisher here today, the Double O, Matthew Hoffert, as we now bring in the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn here. And Kahn, congratulations on a solid win and victory. Once again, 2 in a row, sir.
Hey, I appreciate it. To start with, I felt bad for Robert. Me and him haven't raced that well together in the past, but I certainly didn't mean to do that to him. We were flying, man. I would have been content with second place I feel bad that he got turned. I was just trying to get some separation between me and him and the pack.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we talked about it here a little bit, as Hofford mentioned it too, with these next gen cars, which is hard to really get a kind of a draft going, kind of get a push going the way these cars work and the way they are, and really that bumping was the only thing that really kind of gets everyone kind of evened out and everything there.
Yeah, if you trail break those things and you could break the bubble, and then me and Robert had that figured out. And if he would break that bubble and drag his brakes, and I'd get to his bumper, then I could stick to it for 2 laps and we'd fly. But yeah, it's so hard to pass with these cars.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, obviously you are walking away here with a solid performance and a good finish here. Obviously, you're winning this one out, and 2 in a row for you and the Archon crew. So, I have to ask you, sir, who do you want to thank you for that?
Just everyone who's involved, Gearhead Coffee, GTR Simulators, everybody that is a part of us, and PTM in general. And appreciate you, man. You do a hell of a job up here.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, Con, appreciate you coming on board here today, and congratulations, sir. We'll see you next time on out.
Thanks, dude. Have a nice night.
You too. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rattlesnake, Robert Kahn, coming away here with a win as we now join in with our last driver tonight. Today, I should say, and the number 76, Mike Rideout, coming on here and performing a great finish here. Congratulations there, Rideout.
Thanks a lot, man.
So I have to ask you, bud, you were looking like you may be making a move off on Hofford and Con there, coming off 3 and 4, but it looked like you kind of backed down there a little bit. What was going on there?
I didn't really have the room there. Didn't have the speed. You know, kind of staying in line there and keeping it clean, I guess.
Definitely there, and I know obviously it was kind of a bit of a challenge there with the draft all day. I mean, we'll talk about this here with these next gens at Talladega. How hard is it really to get anything going with these cars, much less even really build the speed up and hang with it?
It's not too bad, you know. Overall, the car handles pretty good. It's not hard to keep control over anything. You get people. Worst part, I guess, is when you got someone in front of you, you know, and they're bobbing around a lot. It's a little harder to keep things straight then and keep a straight line. But other than that, it's pretty good overall, you know.
Definitely there. Well, nevertheless, so Mike, you're coming away for your first time ever here on Pete's Race TV with a solid podium and a top 3. So coming away third here today, I have to ask you, sir, who do you want to thank here?
I'll just like to thank Chantel for putting this league together and letting me be a part of this, you know, good stuff.
It certainly is good stuff, and it was quite the fun to show. So, Mike, congratulations, sir, and it's great to have you on board. We'll see you next time out down in Old Hickory.
Thanks a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, your third place finisher here today, Mr. Mike Rideout, as we finish out our day here today on Talladega side of things. We appreciate you coming on board. We'll see you guys here in a very little bit. Green Mountain Grill's Fast Fun Truck Series coming your way next. But for now, thanks for tuning in. We will see you when the green flag charges up high once more.